Hello and welcome to the next episode of vSphere Breakroom Chats. I'm Glenn Simon, Product Marketing Manager for vSphere. In this series, we bring VMware experts to talk about VMware's vSphere and related technologies. So today's episode, we're talking about the release of Skyline Health Diagnostics 4.0. And our expert today is Rajneesh Bhandari. Hello, Rajneesh, welcome.
Hey, hi, Glenn. Good to see you.
So first of all, before we talk about this new release, I want to get some clarity just for my own benefit. So we have I guess a number of offerings with the Skyline brand name. Could you please first sort of explain those different offerings we have?
Perfect question, Glenn. And so, as you rightly said, that Skyline is a brand name of VMware under which we basically position all our diagnostics and health check capabilities and products around it. So the two major products today available are Skyline Health Diagnostics and Skyline Advisor. So at the broader level, if you are all connected to internet and then you are ready to share your infrastructure insights and everything with VMware for the betterment of the product, Skyline Advisor is the way to go, and it provides your health check capabilities and then the log, like pulling the logs from your infrastructure for the accessibility of the support teams and all. But if you are looking for a solution which are more inside your firewall, you don't want to kind of get to the internet, SHD is the way to go, which provides you the same health checks and capabilities what Advisor does today in the offline mode, and as well as because it's offline and it's on your on-premises, you will be able to do even the log diagnostics. You don't need to float around the logs, you just collect the logs and get the analysis done, and it will basically tell you what to be done to fix your environment.
Got it. Okay, so that helps. So I guess we've just released a new version of health diagnostics called version 4.0, right? So what would be sort of the top highlights of this new release?
Yeah, so just to step back a bit, right? So Skyline Health Diagnostic product has been out in the market for about 6 to 7 quarters, and then we have been incrementing in the number of capabilities and the number of signatures like what we deliver on the regular basis. But the great deliverable on the SHD 4.0 is going to be intent-based workflow, where customers, depending upon their role in the organization, can decide the intent, what they basically wants to achieve with Skyline Health Diagnostics, and will be able to go through that workflow and either run it for once or save it for your future executions. So as an example, like if you are more of a VI administrator, you can save that profile and then say that, okay, you want to basically have vCenter based diagnostics to be done, versus if you are from a VCF background, it can be basically be controlled in another way. So intent-based workflow is the key capability. And apart from that, I think we have a vCenter integration as a second-party plugin, what we are releasing. And on top of that, I think the one key ask from the partners were full support of the SSD APIs. You will find an SSD 4.0, all those APIs getting supported. And one of the key other capabilities you will be really excited about is your checking your environment with respect to the upgradability. So if you have like vSphere environment or VCF environment, you want to check whether your environments are good to go from an upgrade standpoint. You have those upgrade pre-checkers, which will tell you whether your environment and your upgrades are going to go through fine, or you need to fix something before that.
Are there any sort of use cases or scenarios just to kind of make, give people maybe a better idea of kind of where where this type of capability will really make a difference to them?
Absolutely, Glenn. So I think if you talk at a high level, we have two key capabilities to offer through SHD. One is if you are if your environment is already in trouble and you want to know what to do with it, how to fix it up, you need to go and decide your diagnostics workflow, where you can either upload your logs or connect SSD to your environment, and SSD will collect the log on your behalf and diagnose it and give you the key pointers that, okay, what might have gone wrong and then how to fix it. So that's like more on the diagnostic piece where the things are not going well. But you don't want to always like analyze and diagnose your things when things has gone wrong, right? You want to be proactive and you want to really keep a tab upon your infrastructure health. And that is where another workflow comes in, where you can do your health checks, your configuration checks, your hardware compatibility checks, VMSH checks. So those all are the checks. Either you can do it one time or schedule it, and things will be monitored at the given frequency, and you will get to know how the health of the system is.
Okay,
So,
now as you mentioned, that this is Skyline Health Diagnostics has been around for what, a couple of years now.
yep.
But what's amazing is as powerful as it is to help customers kind of troubleshoot and deal with problems and sort of the break fix side of their jobs. A lot of customers, I guess, don't use Skyline Health Diagnostics yet. Is that true?
Yeah, so yes or no, because I think first is we have a pretty huge customer base from a vSphere standpoint. So today we
Okay.
have about 15,000 customers and partners who are already using SHD. But if we look at from a broader context, only 10% of the vSphere customer uses it. So because we have
Yeah.
a customer base, right? So yes, it has been there in the market, and people are using it, getting benefited by it. But I think we want to basically reach out to more and more customers and partners who are really looking for quick fixing their environment rather than like waiting in the GSQ to get things fixed for them. And
Yeah.
it's pretty, I think, reasonable to do, right? Like to check your environment on the regular basis and fix it up rather than like bringing your workloads down. So
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's to improve, this improves the overall support experience, right, for customers. So we want everyone to use this.
Yep.
So for the other, let's say 90% or whatever number of customers who maybe aren't using Skyline Health Diagnostics, how they, how might they activate it?
I think, yeah, good question, Glenn. So this product is completely free for all the vSphere and VCF customers. So if you have a valid VMware account, so from the My VMware, you can go and download it as an OVA and then install it in your environment. And within, I would say like 10 minutes, it gets installed, configured, and then you are ready to go.
Oh, okay. That's pretty nice. In fact, I think we'll probably just include that link in the description for the video. And just as a personal, on a personal level, Rajneesh, what excites you the most about this particular release, version 4.0?
I would say two things, Glenn. One is, as I said, like intent-based workflow, which is just the beginning, where we are trying to develop SHD more from a persona standpoint. We have like different kind of users, different kind of like use cases. So we want to really drive SHD use cases through the lenses of who are the end users. So intent-based workflow is I'm most excited about, and then the full support of the API, which basically makes it easy to consume SHD, where people basically can do automation around it and then leverage it without having any manual intervention.
Interesting. So where might people be able to learn a little more details about this latest release of Skyline Health Diagnostics?
We just released a good blog on SHD 4.0. So yeah, customers and partners like should be referring to that. And then we have support community where we will be like always on and then responding to those questions. So yeah,
Okay.
I think the blog is a good way to get started with.
Okay, and we'll include the link to the blog in the description as well, video description. Well, with that, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you for joining us today, Rajneesh. And if all of you like this episode, please join us next time for another episode of Breakroom Chats. This is your host, Glenn Simon, signing off for now. Have a great day.